Hello and welcome. This is Pam. The topic for today is melatonin, a possible treatment for multiple sclerosis. If we haven't met, my name is Pam Bartha, and I'm the author of Become a Wellness Champion and the founder of Live Disease Free. This topic, I found some amazing studies that I wanted to share with you that really show how in multiple sclerosis, we have a decreased amount of melatonin, and that is linked to a much higher risk of multiple sclerosis. And also when MS patients are supplemented with melatonin, it really helps to improve a lot of symptoms. So this is a very important topic because this is yet another tool that we can help to use to help us to recover from multiple sclerosis. So melatonin is a hormone in our body. It is produced by a specific gland called the pineal gland, but it's also, that's in our brain, in the center of our brain, but it's also produced by every cell in our body, in the mitochondria of every cell in our body. It has a lot of different jobs in the body. We're going to talk a lot about the central nervous system today, but melatonin is also an antioxidant, and it easily crosses the blood-brain barrier. What's really important is that it is an immune modulator, and it's used a lot in helping to treat cancer. Melatonin has several really important jobs in the central nervous system. One would be to regulate our circadian rhythm, also to promote sleep, and also regulating changes in our blood pressure. Melatonin has neuroprotective effects, and there are several studies linking melatonin to multiple sclerosis. We will be publishing our blog post, which is an article that I write each week, and you'll have all my notes and all the links to these studies so you can do a deep dive on this topic. Make sure that you are connected with us. Go to our website, livediseasefree.com, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to enter your name and email address so that you get notifications and you'll receive my newsletter. The first study I wanted to share with you is a 2016 study reported that large pineal gland size was related to a lower risk of multiple sclerosis. Then a May 2024 study found that the pineal volume of female MS patients that was significantly lower than in healthy females. So MS patients that were females, they had a much smaller pineal gland than healthy people, healthy women that did not have MS. In males, there was not that big of a difference. Also, they stated that the volume of this pineal gland that produces melatonin is not dependent on our age, and the observed smaller size of this gland in MS patients is really attributed to the disease of multiple sclerosis, and that a large pineal gland is associated with more than double reduced risk of multiple sclerosis. So that means like a 200% reduced risk of multiple sclerosis when we have a larger pineal gland that produces the right amount of melatonin that we need. Another study showed that melatonin reduces like the inflammatory immune response of certain cells, certain lymphocytes in relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis patients. So again, I'm going to give you links to all these studies, and you can go deeper if you want into them with my notes. And please share this with your practitioners, share this with other MS groups. It's really important that we get this information out. A simple thing like possibly supplementing, even with a small amount of melatonin, can really improve all kinds of symptoms. And also they shared that lack of melatonin in multiple sclerosis is linked to the severity of the disease and the symptoms, things like fatigue, insomnia, and depression. Another study found that melatonin levels were linked to the severity and relapse of MS. And then another study, it was a 12-week study where they gave MS patients only 3 milligrams of melatonin a night for 12 weeks. They noticed that they had improvements in posture balance, walking performance, quality of sleep, but also their fatigue improved significantly. So they concluded, another study concluded, this was a 2022 study, concluded that melatonin could exert a beneficial effect in people suffering from multiple sclerosis, running as a promising candidate for a treatment for the disease of multiple sclerosis. And so it's really important to know that it's not just MS patients that have lower amounts of melatonin and have smaller pineal glands, but also other people that have other neurological diseases, like, for example, Alzheimer's. Several studies have discovered that melatonin concentrations in the spinal fluid of Alzheimer's patients was several-fold lower than those in age-matched non-Alzheimer's patients. Spinal fluid melatonin levels in Alzheimer's patients was negatively correlated with the disease. So that means that the more severe the disease of Alzheimer's, the less melatonin was present. So now let's talk about the safety of melatonin. Melatonin supplementation is considered safe for the average person, especially when using it short term, but please always check with your practitioner. Very important to do so. It can cause drowsiness, but what I've heard from 2 different practitioners is that it will not, if you're supplementing with melatonin, it will not cause your body to decrease production. So it won't impact the amount of melatonin produced by your pineal gland. That's very important. So it's not going to cause a dependence or an addiction to using the supplement. So when you stop using it, there should not be any long-term effects. But again, talk to your practitioner about this. Also, some practitioners are using fairly high doses, therapeutic doses, and they're having incredible health benefits in helping their patients recover from all kinds of horrible diseases. But again, that's working under the care of a practitioner. There is some research that I wanted to bring to your attention about vitamin D and also melatonin. So this one study shared that they had a group of MS patients that they gave 800 international units per day of vitamin D3. They had another group of MS patients that they gave just over 4,000 international units per day, and they did this for a year. They measured the vitamin D and also the melatonin in these patients at the start of the study, 3 months into the study, and at the end of 1 year when the study was finished. And the researchers found that after 3 months of supplementing with vitamin D3, the vitamin D levels increased and nighttime melatonin secretion decreased significantly in the high group, so the group of MS patients that received 4,000 international units of vitamin D3, but the melatonin did not decrease significantly in the group that received 800 international units of vitamin D3. So in conclusion, melatonin supplementation is considered safe, and it can offer a lot of benefits, especially when it's improving our quality of sleep. We can notice a lot of neurological symptoms improving when we are not sleep deprived. But we know that MS is caused by infections, and those infections, those parasites, are causing a lot of inflammation, immune dysfunction, and melatonin is a powerful immune modulator, which can be really helpful also. I will be sharing some links to different practitioners, and so you can see their protocols, but if you are considering a higher dose of melatonin, it is really important to work with a practitioner. And also, my philosophy is always start low and slow, use whatever you need just to improve your health, but never use more than you need of anything and for as long as you need it. So this is not something that we need to take ongoing, but what we do in the Live Disease-Free plan, we're using certain things that will help us to get ready to treat, that will help to modulate the immune system so that we can handle the treatments better, we can treat more aggressively, we can recover more quickly, and melatonin can be a very, very important tool in our toolbox. So if you are new to all of the work that we do, make sure to watch our videos. We've got some amazing successes that will just bring tears to your eyes. If you want to learn about the Live Disease-Free plan, how we do recover from these parasites that are causing all kinds of neurological diseases, because remember, melatonin is not going to cure us. It is going to help modulate the immune system. But your immune system needs help with respect to treating the cause, which are infections. So if you have a practitioner that will work with you, wonderful. You can learn the steps in my masterclass training on how we recover from these parasitic infestations that cause chronic disease. Otherwise, make sure to watch my masterclass training, because that is going to give you all the steps. And if you need support, if you don't have a practitioner, then make sure to reach out, fill out the form, book a time to talk with me. Make sure that this Live Disease-Free plan is a good fit for you, and we would be honored to support you. So if you enjoy what I share, the education that I'm teaching you, these tools that I'm giving you to help in your recovery, to improve your quality of life, but ultimately to help in your recovery from whatever disease you're dealing with, make sure to like, share, and subscribe this video. And we will see you next week. Take care and bye-bye for now.